cold in here. But it's not. Is it cold upstairs for you? No.
Nah, it's fine.
Hey guys.
Hey,
Good
wow.
morning.
Yesterday was awesome. Had an awesome Easter. We got to meet Lily, Petals, James, her family. We got to meet Nora, BJ. They're real cool people who live up in Denver. And that was just really, it's really great to meet like go-getter type people like that. You know, like I haven't been disappointed yet by the people that we met in this community, in this black and Asian community, this interracial community. Like I really have not been disappointed yet with the people, the quality of people that we meet, because I think the struggle of like knowing other people's culture makes people stronger. You know, so man, she was awesome. Like as great as her content is, and if you haven't checked it out, it's Lily Petal's World, and it's her and her family, her kids, and her husband James, and basically their life is a vlog.
Yeah, I was shocked that she actually uh, kind of think like how we think, you know?
Yeah.
Like very open-minded person.
Right,
Like
right, right.
really
I mean,
straightforward.
I feel really honored that she took the time to like kind of mentor us, you know, point us in the right direction. It was really cool. Like it was it was a really cool experience. Like she didn't have to do that, and for somebody who's up here to reach down and say, hey, you know, you guys should do this, you guys should do that.
Yeah, bring
Here's
us like a bandwagon.
Yeah.
Come here, guys.
Yeah, come over here. Like this is, and as somebody who actually have watched our channel, like took the time to actually watch some of the videos that we've done and had an opinion on it, like that's really cool. Like we took it as a great opportunity to grow this channel, our content, and to look through somebody's eyes who cared enough to be honest about what they saw, about the quality or the direction of our content. That was really cool. So Lily, if you're watching this, James, if you're watching this,
thanks so much.
Thanks a lot. We have actually did a interview with her, so we're gonna be posting that. When can we get that done?
This week, probably this week.
Next week for sure.
Okay, let's just put that next week. That
Next
way,
week.
if we couldn't,
we got other stuff going on.
Release at a time, then at least know we have a deadline.
Next week for sure, we're gonna release that interview we did with her. It's really awesome. I really liked it. It was really great. So let's see who we got here. We got Antoine Williams. We got Dan the Driving Man. We got HT. What's up? We got Michael. We've got Mr. Mike T Man, Lena's World Steve. Yeah, it was so awesome. We went to a Korean restaurant. If you didn't check it out, you can check it out. Yesterday's live. We did like a quick live where we were with her. We just wanted to kind of just take a picture of her, you know, with us. So it was really great to get to talk to her.
Yeah, I'm like rethinking, you know, not quitting my job. Like if we could eliminate our bills and then be able to save this year and then focus my energy on YouTube again, then because IQ Patch message to us was really, you know,
it's really inspiring, really inspiring.
It made me rethink, you know, that that our community needs me, you know, needs us to like and make more videos that are like how I did with the marrying a Filipina thing before. That's when I had a job. But once I started having a job, like I couldn't really keep up with the home, the job, and the YouTube.
Michael says, I've been watching Lily and her family for a while. Yeah, she's really down to earth person. Yeah, to meet her in person, like as great as her videos are, she's 10 times more awesome in person.
Like
it's crazy.
Really smart.
We were telling her like you should really do like a TED Talk or something, like maybe a Black Asian TED Talk or something.
Yeah, or some like a smaller VidCon.
Really inspiring.
Because she was so smart.
Yep. And I can only imagine like her teaming up with somebody else.
She's so smart about YouTube and how you grow your channel and.
She's been doing it for 10 years, so it makes sense.
She has that specialty of her audience, you know, like she really focuses on that, and she really know all her audience, and that is very very inspiring for us to also focus on what kind of, studying deeply, and what kind of audience do we have.
Right.
What our audience wants from us. So.
Right. And her having so much experience was able to tell us things like that we didn't even know. We're like, oh, okay. So yeah, and if you didn't know, she's pretty big. Like she's got 250,000
Lily Petals
subscribers, a whole bunch of views, like millions and probably a billion views. One of the biggest Black Asian couples out there, one of the first pioneers of it. Was not afraid to go out there and put her to go out there and really tell her honest opinion about how she felt about it, and to promote Black and Asian couple, because it's really, hey, thanks a lot, HT, I appreciate that donation, man, as always. Yeah, so like the thing is, like, it's a little harder for Black and Asian. It's just like people don't put it out there, so.
That's a good topic, Richard. Make a video about U.S. accepting Filipino credit degrees, the credits and for college.
Somebody just say that?
Yeah, because because many schools here they can accept the credits, except for nursing they have to retake it here. Nursing and some more complicated occupations, like they have to retake the exam here to make sure that they are in the U.S. standard of.
Lena's World says Blasian, so that would make us Blaminican.
No, I don't want to just cover. I thought of you, Lena's World. So it's not just really like the Blasian. We should have like a community and like a meetup for foreign spouse. No, but
let me just add some context, baby. Like you're just
foreign spouse American man.
So what she was telling us, like her advice to us is like that she could see that we were avoiding using the word Black and Asian, Blasian. And the reason why we do that, and I said, yeah, very perceptive, we do. We do avoid that topic. Even though we talk about it, we don't put it in the tags, we don't put it in the description or title, because we want it to be all inclusive, right? But in making it all inclusive, we've excluded the Black and Asian community.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't do that anymore, is what she's saying. But that's not to say that we're gonna stop being inclusive to everyone, but we definitely need to be more inclusive to our community, which is the Black and Asian community.
Not reject our own like community.
Right.
Blasian.
But trying to be,
cause
overly protective of the white and Asian, or the Dominican and Black, or like we're trying to have everybody come in, but by doing that, nobody knows who the hell we are. Because we're not focusing on who we really are, which is a Black and Asian couple. So we should just be more inclusive of our community.
Acknowledge that you are out there.
Yes, yeah, that's what she was telling us, and she had a good. I had nothing to say. All I could do is go, you're right. Like why would we do that? So yeah, it was.
I'm pro everyone. Not the race, but at the same time.
Yeah.
Our communities out there, and we always associate ourselves with our race.
I mean,
so when people search for us,
they're looking for Black and Asian.
Yeah,
so they're gonna watch us because we're interracial, because we're Black and Asian.
But we never use that keyword.
We don't.
To invite our audience.
But we should.
Yeah,
because that's the people who are gonna watch us. And that's no disrespect for all the other couples who are other races. That's not it at all. But we just want to be more inclusive by including our community, which is Black and Asian. So that's what we're gonna start doing. And I mean, as an example, she gave us a specific example. She looked up Black and Asian couples, and we're not on there at all. We're not listed on any page. Dan the Driving Man.
Thank you, HT. And
Dan
Dan the driving
thanks
man.
for the donation,
Thank
man.
you so much.
Appreciate it. Vince Henry says my fiance says it's bad luck for Filipino women to have a wedding in the same year.
Really?
My fiance says it. Is that right?
Is that like a thing?
I don't know. Maybe that's a thing on certain islands. Dave says race don't matter, and if you don't make do away with labels, skin doesn't matter until you make it. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I would say that too. But the thing is, she says something really powerful. She says nobody cares. Like, she's right, and here's why. Like, here's why.
That was a funny conversation with her.
Like, we emphasize that our love is way beyond race, right? Race is a social construct that other people have created.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, most people see race. Period.
Yeah. See
right?
Me as a Filipino.
That's
see
it.
You as black.
That's it. And then they have certain ideas. Black people do it too. Like, even if you're black, you see black people behave a certain way. Asian behave a certain way. Whatever,
she
right?
Gave us an analytics beyond YouTube.
Yes. Most people see race, period. So me saying, race doesn't matter. Listen, racism doesn't matter. Nobody cares about that. But the thing is, we can bring people in, and then once we explain what's really going on, which is we love each other way beyond race, right? This is not a gimmick. I loved her beyond just being Filipino, way beyond that. But then maybe we can convince people that, yeah, you can go way beyond race. Like, you can go way beyond it. But until then, all they see is that I'm some black dude talking on a lie.
And I'm some Filipina.
That's all they see. Yeah.
Oh gosh, it was funny, but she was right about it. Like,
she's right. Yeah. Somebody just says, Dave just said, race doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Don't put labels. Yeah. Nobody cares, man. Nobody cares. You and I care, Dave. You care. I care. Yuri cares about what you just said. No one else cares. But that's the thing. Like, we have to, for the sake of pulling people in and not excluding our audience, and also telling the story of black and Asian. Like,
yeah,
this is who we are. This is who we are. Like, it's okay to be interracial. It's okay to be black and Asian together. We made it work together.
Mm-hmm.
You can make it work too. You're not alone. That's our message to everyone.
But
to
then,
the citizens
even
of the world.
when we keep talking about race, it doesn't matter. When you look at what people type.
Yeah.
Then you always associate it with having the race included in what you type. Like the marrying a Filipina, that was a key word.
Yeah, that's a big one.
But I'm like, I did not. It took me 2 years before I decided to really do it. Almost 2 years, because I did not want to be labeled, that way. Love goes beyond that. But at the same time, when people search, they see, marry a Filipina. When you're automatically with a Filipina, you're like, okay, then that's what you wanna look for.
Right.
Because that's what we identify ourselves online. When you're looking for some topic, you immediately think about your partner's race. Or me, black, who's like, that's how we found Lily Petals is a
commenter.
A subscriber. What's his name again? Vander Vike. Vander. It's so hard to pronounce.
I can't.
What was it? Vander.
I know you're he just left a comment.
Yes, he left a comment.
You know who you are,
Thank you so much.
V. We'll just call him V.
Yeah, V. For introducing.
And he's with a Filipina too.
For introducing us to Lily Petals.
Yeah.
Because he was the one who was really pushing, Yuri, you gotta watch Lily Petals. She's amazing. You should do a collaboration. This was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's Lily Petals? And I was like, Blasian. I'm like, that was the first time I heard of the word Blasian. Because her channel before used to be Blasian, right? Blasian couple.
I know she used that tag a lot back since the
That used to
beginning,
be the
but I
name
don't
of.
remember her name being
Yeah,
different.
that used to be her name, like
Ah,
some
okay.
Blasian something.
Let me see. Blasian family or something like that. Okay,
Yeah.
we got a couple people talking here. Let me see. Got 27 people here. This is gonna be short, guys. I know I always say that, but seriously, I gotta get back to work. You guys gotta get back to work like in 10 minutes. But let me read a couple comments. HT says we need to get past race, look past race, and love who we love. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Nick's fan says, hey guys, big fan here. I've just started dating a Filipina on March 25th. So far, so good. Keep it going, man. Just take your time. Don't rush. Richard says, I personally love Asian women. I first wanted to marry a Korean woman, but she rejected me many times, and I noticed the Korean are very racist toward us
Yeah.
black. I get dirty looks from black women. Man, you gotta live your life, man. If people are always gonna judge you, people are always gonna say things, look at you sideways and stuff. But man, you gotta live your life. Life is way too short to live somebody else's interpretation of what you're supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Naso says you can look past race when it is what you see. You can't look past race when that's what you see. Duh, I hate that comment. Fred says, I mean, realistically, it's what everyone sees. And as human nature, we all, how can you help seeing a person's color? You know what I mean? It's just that once you get to know that person, you can get to know them as a person, not just their nationality, their flag, their whatever, their religion. You can get to know that person on a deeper level, but that takes time, So on YouTube, all you see is a thumbnail and a name. And so when you search, you can't search, well, I guess you could love beyond color. I want to find a couple whose love is beyond color. I want to find, you know what I mean? That's not what people type. They type in black Asian, white Asian, Filipino, interracial, African American. They type those things in. It's human nature.
Oh, that is funny, baby. You're so right about that. Have you ever typed and said love beyond color? No, it's too long.
I mean, a weirdo like me would type something like that, and what do you get? You get other weirdos who are saying some other weird stuff. Okay, Fred says,
oh, that is so funny.
The thing you are not saying is that black people very rarely see race as a problem. This is a mindset usually comes from Caucasians. That my opinion, being born and raised in the UK. I disagree, Fred. I respectfully disagree. A lot of the racial stuff comes from Filipinos and from other black men. They'll come on my comments and say crazy stuff to me because I'm with a Filipina, or because I'm not black enough, or I don't speak a certain way, or whatever. Like, they have some kind of label or some kind of box they want to put me in. And same thing with Yuri. They'll talk to her in Tagalog or Cebuano about how white she is, or how, what do they say? Why are you afraid to speak your own language? Why are you ashamed of your, like, people put you in some kind of a box, so racism, I don't believe racism, tribalism, nationalism, all that stuff. I don't think sexism,
baby, I've made
all those things are natural human,
put mayo in it,
bad human features we all have across the board without exception. And I don't believe that white people have a monopoly on that. I think, seriously, I don't believe that. I believe that racism, sexism, all that stuff is across the board. I mean, and I'm speaking just from my own personal experience. It is a disappointment. It's absolute, like, Fred, when I first start seeing it, it's absolutely disappointing. I'm like, wow, we can't stick together. We were slaves. We were colonialized. We can't stick together. It blows my mind. It's very sad. It's very sad. But yeah, it's just human nature, though, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, even in what's the name of that? Even where what's the name then? Where Purple Shadow works, when they're speaking to her, then they're like, "Wait, where are you from?" I'm like, "Does it matter where I'm from? Aren't you calling for help for your phone?"
Yeah, but she's talking to Americans. I don't know if that translates what Fred was
No,
saying.
that's the immediately what they say on the phone. Like,
Oh yeah,
they
yeah.
always associate your race. They wanna know, are you American? Because if you're not, then I don't wanna talk to you.
She's getting categorized.
Yeah.
Let me see. Read more comments here. Great comments, guys. Really appreciate it. Clint B says more Asian women need to know that they can have a happy relationship with men of color too. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And that's why we don't want to exclude our black and Filipino couples.
Yes,
You know
that's
what I
why
mean?
I thought about it.
We have to be a bastion of hope for them. Like
because then I realized there's not many people who are talking, who are promoting it.
Yeah, that's how she opened my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
See, yeah, you know what? We should wave that flag. Like we should say, look, it's
okay. Proud of it.
Yeah, it's okay. We're we're here. We're doing good. You can do good too.
Yeah, especially
You're not alone.
The amount of criticism.
Yeah, and you get so much more criticism from Asia, from white people, which is weird, and of course from our own people criticizing us about what we're doing with our life. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I was like, she opened up our eyes about it, that we need to speak up about it because it exists. We exist,
We're here, right.
Because she gave
us Blasian kids,
Yeah.
We have a life. We're okay. We're doing good, Life is great.
Especially because of the amount of criticism from, Korean families, Asian family, Filipino families. That exists, It's not as bad as Filipino families also, doesn't want it, many, but they don't, it's not as horrible as Korea and China and Japan. They're like really getting targeted by their families.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not as bad
I got
as
personal
us.
experience
It
with
happens,
that.
but
it's pretty bad.
them is overwhelming. Like you're like fighting a war to get through.
But what's great is like somebody like Lily Petals, the way she's been able to address it is aggressively. She's like a revolutionary, but in a positive way. She's like aggressively positive, and I love that about her channel and what she does. Dan says, help me please. Help me please. Who choose what they would be before being born? Yeah, who chooses? Yeah, exactly. Who chooses how they're gonna look when they're born? What skin color they're gonna have? Come on, can I get a little love? Help me. Exactly. Who does? I'm a chalky. Okay, I'm not gonna read that part. European.
Yeah, that's why we
so what?
That's why we like always avoided it,
great,
and we're like,
comment.
hey, come here,
Yeah.
Let's pass this topic beyond race, because
That's when we came into this. We wanted to be beyond that, So that's why we never use the tags. That's why we didn't promote. But in not promoting it and not putting the tags and the title, and because we know how to do that stuff. We know how to put the tags, the title, the description, and all that.
Yeah, how to
right?
promote it.
We do know how to do that.
How to speak.
The reason why we didn't is because we didn't want to isolate. We didn't want to exclude anyone. But now we're like, you know what? In doing that, we've excluded our actual. The people our people, like, which is black and Asian, we don't want that. We want to be more inclusive, so that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, and that's how it should be. Let's include everybody.
Yeah, exactly. That and Adrian says, if love, no black or white haters, just love, important, and respect. Yeah, I agree with that. Big O experience. Hello, Group A. Big O, how you doing? Dan says, shine like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Yuri and Bruce. Lena's World says 27 people should be 27 likes for this live. Hit that like button.
Thumbs up.
All you 33
Wait, how
people
come HD's back?
who are not talking, hit that thumbs up button.
Bye,
Let us know you're here.
Be safe. And
hit
stop typing while you're driving.
Wait, Gookin says happy Monday. Adrian says I'm Caucasian. My best magandang love Maganda, love lady Filipina, no problem. That meet her, just meet her for real. And problems for a moment. I don't know what you
Real
must be.
problem.
Are you typing and driving at the same time? It's like
Guys, please. Please. Do it on your breaks. Good luck to you, Adrian. I hope you can overcome,
HT
every challenges in your relationship.
Keep
You
it
have
between the
to.
yellow lines.
You gotta
brother.
fight for it.
Fred says, hey, but we have no history but a great black people. They only see what the media prints about us. Yeah, yeah, I believe that there's a little bit of bias.
Okay, I gotta go, guys. We gotta talk more about this later. Thank you so much for watching. I gotta go back to work.
Yep, drive carefully. I'll stay on for a little bit longer, guys. I'm gonna take off myself. Read some of these comments.
Sandwich, baby, in the fridge.
Okay, thanks. Gandhi says race doesn't really matter deep down. I don't understand why people complicate their lives. If you want to get this girl, go for it instead of being scared of this story of race. Very, yeah, so real, man, so real. I agree with you. We need to get beyond it, but getting beyond it doesn't mean forgetting it or saying or excluding ourselves. It means embracing it, I believe. Let me see. Fred says that disappoints me greatly. Yeah, man, I know what you mean. Michael says, yeah, at first your differences, but when you're in love, that fades. It's just everyone outside that love sees your different colors. And Michael, like, really, I learned to love everything about those differences. The differences are still there, but I learned to love the differences. Embrace it, and that's how we've been able to get through the cultural differences that we have, is to embrace it, love it, experience it. So, not necessarily forget it, but like when you experience somebody else's, when you see through their eyes, like it makes it more endearing. Like it becomes a part of you, and that's something that's way deeper than trying to forget the differences or pretend the differences aren't there. Looking through somebody else's eyes, and I think that that's what like learning each other's history is about. Learning Filipino history, Filipino culture, seeing through their eyes, seeing through what they had to go through, and Yuri doing the same thing now that she's here in the U.S. Like seeing things from my perspective as a black man in the U.S. as an American, helps her to understand what's going on, and helps her to, the experience becomes a part of her, not just like something she forgets or doesn't. You know what I mean? Like that, we need more of that. Bruce Gandhi for president. Funny. Very funny. Let me see. Waygukin Way says, people talk crazy to me when I see a black man being around a bunch of Korean people, but at the end of the day, it's my life, and I choose to be around good people, no matter what color. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I'm way beyond color, man. I'm way beyond it. Way beyond it. You know what I mean? That being said, I don't say I'm not black or don't call me black. I mean, I'm black. But what it means is that when I say I'm beyond race, it means that I'm willing to embrace your culture. I'm willing to see through your eyes. I'm willing to assimilate your experiences so that I can understand who you are, where you came from. You know what I mean? Look at this. This shirt explains it. Okay. Anyway, let me see here. What else we got going on? My Filipina. Okay, I already read that one. My Filipina and I are in love 2 years and try to find a way to meet for real and be together forever. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Let me see other questions here. Dan says off color joke. I'm not white. I'm off color, and something that turns red and brown when burnt in the sun, and mean people. Off color joke. I'm not white. I am a off color of something that turns red and brown, then burned in the sun, and mean people. Is that like a riddle? Wei Gukin Wei says, people will talk crazy when they see me. Okay, I read that one. I love this couple, and I wish I could find a Yuri. They're out there, man. They're out there. I'm telling you. Don't give up. A lot of guys give up hope on finding that special one for them. Knicks fan says, I was saying earlier that me and my Filipina girlfriend been together since March 25th. She lives in Texas and me in Tennessee. What are your tips in order to be able to trust each other till together? What do Yuri and I do? It really just took time. I don't think there's a secret. It took time, and I think that we had a huge trust issues. We both had huge because we've been in bad relationships. What I did was, for me, I had this realization within myself. I said to myself, look, if this is a woman I feel like I cannot trust, like if I'm always worried about what she's doing when we're not talking, if I'm always worried, if I feel like I have to worry, I shouldn't be with her. Period. That's not what kind of relationship I want. I want a relationship where I don't have to worry. So I just said, you know what? I'm not worrying no more. And if she ever gives me a reason to worry, we're going to have to talk about it. But if I keep worrying, the problem is me. It's not her. The problem's me. And that means maybe I'm not ready for a relationship. You know, if I can't trust anyone, if I can't trust this person I'm with, maybe I'm not ready. You know what I mean? That was something like, it was a very profound thing that I came to grips with. Is like, it's not her, it's me. I'm the one worrying. I'm the one that has all these crazy thoughts in my head about what she's doing. If I can't stop worrying about it, I probably shouldn't be in a relationship. You know? So, if you just like think about it that way. You don't want to be with somebody who you have to worry about all the time. And if you're worrying, maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship. Maybe you should give yourself some time to evaluate your own feelings about it. Until then, trust her. Trust her until she gives you a real reason not to trust her. Like you really literally saw her flirting with her ex dude or something like that. Something real. Not like, oh, she didn't return my call, nothing like that. That's not really a reason. Like, there's a million reasons why she didn't return your call. Let me see. And I would also say Knicks fan is like that separation makes the heart grow fonder. Wei Gukin Wei says the key is to take a chance and get to know each other. Knowledge breaks down walls, and ignorance puts people apart. Yeah, I absolutely agree. It's like the greatest sin is ignorance. You know what I mean? Not knowing. Gandhi says. He says. It's just way too stupid to see some idiot still talking about race, knowing even animals don't discriminate each other because of this criterion. Are we as evolved as we claim to be? I doubt that. Man, listen, Gandhi, you're speaking my language. That's exactly how I feel. It's a shame I have to use tags like I'm black. Or that I'm with black and Asian. It's a shame that people have to search it. It's a shame that we have to separate one another when we're really all the same race. They're all the same. We all have to live on this earth. We all have the same beginning and the same ending. We are born and we die. And that's, you would think that the plight that we have together to live on this earth together, to live your life, you would think that thing will bring us all together, and it just doesn't. So, in that way, I would have to agree with you. How are we any different from animals? David Angel says, Blasian love rules. I agree. Jay Barnes says, Bruce, we have chatted about this. I'm very proud of you and Yuri. You guys give me hope that things will be okay for Maria and I entering a Blasian relationship and raising Blasian kids. And Jay Barnes, I would also say this: check out Lily Petals' World. I think Lily Petals is a huge inspiration, especially if you have little kids. Like the way she nurtures her kids, it was really enlightening for Yuri and I. And then also check out there's another Blasian couple called Maze Lee. Very very deep, very cinematic, amazing video. I'm surprised they don't get more. These are two people that I'm really surprised these two couples don't get more recognition for the level of content that they have. Is really good. They spend a lot of time on it. Check them out. Definitely check them out. And another one, if you want like something a little lighter, there's one called Slice and Rice. They kind of just do jokes, but they're also a Blasian couple. Yeah, check those guys out, Jay Barnes. But thank you. I really appreciate your those words, man. I really appreciate that. Dan says, "Hail to you and Bruce, the real. Live to the top. Don't stop. Haters will drop. Mad till they pop." Dan, always writing lyrics. All right, guys, I got somebody at the door. Uno. Package. Okay, let me see. What did I miss? What did I miss? Fred says, "Hey, you guys, check out Love Withstanding. They are a great couple. They're Korean and black. Korean, and she's a black lady. Okay, yeah, I'll check that out. Love Withstanding." BK says, "Hi all. Hey, Yuri and Bruce. How you doing?" Yuri just left like 10 minutes ago. Wei Gukin Wei says, "The problem in Korea is that 97% of the people are Korean." I don't necessarily think that's a problem, but I see what you're getting at. It says they are not used to black Hispanic people, and that is why the younger generation, they want more black people to move there to end the hate. It seems like the younger people are a little bit more open to other. This is something I've noticed. Like the younger people are a little bit more open to like more integration in Japan too, because Japan is also it's called a homogenous society. Like they're basically just one race, like 98% Japanese, 98% Korean, right? But the younger people I notice are way more open to integration, to learning different cultures. There are a lot of them into hip hop, into country music, into a lot of American things, and then a lot of British things, and even a lot of African, different African countries. Like they embrace those things. So that's kind of gives me a little bit of hope. And then I'm seeing a lot more interracial relationships. So you could tell there's a lot more open mindedness. And then there's also a lot more tourists coming, traveling to other countries to experience other cultures. I have a lot of hope, especially for the younger generation. I think that they're a little bit more open minded. about race. Like they see race as a completely different than the way we do, and that's in America too. I would say it's just their whole mindset's different. If you had the opportunity to see how they, especially how they treat gender, I don't know if you noticed that, but kids like that were born after the internet age, they're really different. They're really, really different. The kind of stuff that the information they consume, they don't really watch cable. They they're very gender. The gender thing is not like a shock to them. So, all right, let me see. Fred says they do blogs. They do vlogs about being in a mixed culture couple. Okay, all right, I'll check them out. He said love notwithstanding. Day Lover says is coffee with caramel. John says good afternoon. How you doing, John? Um, Let me see if I have a couple other ones here. Ishmael says Bruce and Yuri. It's ironic that if every person on Earth were to shake their family's tree, including Korean, Japanese, Chinese, eventually someone from Africa would fall out. Well, one, I don't know if you knew this, but one of the new theories that's based off of actual DNA, it traces it all back to the beginning of life for human beings, Homo sapiens anyway, is in Africa. So, and that's not some kind of crazy conspiracy theory. That's coming from genetic scientists. The more they know about it, the more they see that the cradle of civilization was in Africa, and people migrated from there. Look it up. Do your own research about it, and before you light me up on comments about it. But just do your own research about it. There's a really good documentary called The Journey of Man, where this blonde-haired, blue-eyed scientist who's a DNA expert goes around the world, and he's taking samples of blood from people in different regions of the world and discovering different markers in their DNA. I can't explain it, but if you watch it, he explains how they are able to trace it back and what's the theory. It's not just a theory, actually. I mean, it's not just a hypothesis. It's actually proven fact. So just look it up. I mean, it's proven fact if you're into science. If you don't believe in science, then nothing's a fact, right? Like you can make up your own facts. you could believe in your own facts. Let me see. Gandhi says people are usually jealous and insecure and that's why when they see a biracial couple, including their race, they freak out and get upset. Basically, a bunch of losers unable to go forward in life. It seems like you're not too far off of the mark. My theory is that it's like arrogance, and it's arrogance. It all has to do with ego. It's either they're very arrogant because they want everyone to like their race. If they're white and they're judging us, they're mad that Yuri is not with a white guy. They'd be okay if she was with a white guy. They're not okay with her being with a black guy. If it's a black dude that's mad at me, they're mad because their perception of what a black man is supposed to behave like is this box. It's a box, and if you step outside of that box, I'm wrong. If I step outside of the box, which I have, I'm wrong, right? So it's ego. Like people want you to look like them, and if you don't, then something's wrong with you, and that's just a shame, in my opinion. I like this Gandhi guy. Got some amazing words of wisdom. All right, let me see. I got a lot more comments, guys. I really like doing these lives. We've got some other content coming out. We've got some other stuff coming out. We've got the interview with Lily Petals. It's really great. Like, it was really a great time. And Lily, if you ever watch this, really thank you so much. And Nora, if you ever watch this, thank you for allowing us to come into your home, meet your beautiful kids. And BJ, thank you. James, thanks for meeting us. Really appreciate it. With that said, guys, give this video a thumbs up. Turn on that post notifications so you can see that exclusive video of us interviewing Lily Petals. And that's it, guys. Peace. Gotta get back to work.